Hi, my name is Anthony Thompson. I am a second-year PhD student in the Aerospace Engineering Department, and today I'm going to present some of my lab's work on Bioinspired sensor and control principles for underwater multi-vehicle coordination. So our research goal is to develop observer-based control laws that rely on passive sensor data to enable formation control for a school of robotic fish. And one of our first achievements in this area is our work in multi-agent formation control, where we model a fish as a rigid body Shaplegan sleigh. The Shaplegan sleigh model can be visualized as a triangular cart with two caster wheels in the front, a single knife edge in the back, and a reaction wheel at the center of mass. The knife edge has a non-holonomic constraint which is similar to the cutter condition from potential flow theory. And when we apply a torque to the reaction wheel, we cause the robot to rotate as well as translate. And this resembles the flapping of a fish robot. And by using this model for in-robotic fish, we derive control laws that drive the fish to parallel and circular formations. This figure on the lower left shows the figure 8 limit cycle that the agents reach once consensus is achieved, and the figure on the lower right shows the trajectories of the fish as they achieve parallel formation consensus. We're currently validating the theoretical results of our parallel formation control law with our robotic fish test bed. Our school is made up of 5 fish with onboard IMUs to measure their heading and XB radios to share this heading data with the other fish in the network. And to properly validate this work, we have an underwater motion capture system that tracks each of the fish's position and orientation, but this ground truth data is not used by the fish for reaching consensus. Instead, the fish only use their onboard IMUs. Okay, so moving on to some of our more recent work, we draw even more inspiration from biology, and we explore the nature of intermittent swimming that we see in many fish species. For many biological fish, it is hypothesized that fish actually experience sensory degradation caused by self-induced motions like swimming. So some fish species swim intermittently with pauses to regain perceptual accuracy. So in our modeling of this, we use a hybrid dynamic model that separates actuation from observation into distinct burst and coast phases. During the burst phase, the fish only applies a constant control input for steering and propulsion for a duration of beta seconds, whereas during the coast phase, the agent only observes its own heading for a duration of capital T seconds. To illustrate what this looks like, this video here shows a single agent intermittently swimming to some desired direction. Here, the pulsating arrow is the agent's velocity, the red dashes represent the burst phase, the blue dashes are the coast phase, and the gray face is the observed heading during both the phases. Okay, so the bulk of our work in this area is in the stability analysis of a single intermittent swimmer. And we found that for an agent using output feedback, exponential stability is achieved and depends on the burst product and the coast product. The burst product is the burst duration times the heading control gain and can be thought of as the strength of the actuation, whereas the coast product is the coast duration times the linear observer gain and similarly can be thought of as the observation strength. And the stability region as a function of the burst and coast products is shown here to the left. And lastly, for our ongoing and future work. Since our fish robot test bed actually uses soft materials, we are developing a flexible body dynamic model for a fish. We also want to study the fluid structure interactions of a single fish and its effect on a school of fish. And we also want to study the hydrodynamic benefits of intermittent swimming in a school. This concludes my presentation, and if you have any questions about our work, don't hesitate to come talk to me during the poster session.